Hey everyone, I'm bringing you behind the sermon where we go just a little bit deeper into the sermon to discover how does our faith intersect with real life. And this past week we continued our journey in First Peter, looked at this verse, the subject of when Peter said, "For the Lord's sake, submit to all human authority," where we saw that authority is established by God, the structure of authority. So how do we respond to it? And I know for me, it takes a level of trusting in God. When we honor and respect authority for His sake, that means we also have to trust Him. And I was reading this verse in Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21, just recently. And it says, "You can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail." And I was thinking about that subject. It comes to mind. We just had a big snowstorm, well, big for Lancaster County. Some people got 12 inches, some people got up to, I think, 17 or 18 inches of snow. And I was thinking there's all of these different forecasts, trying to determine how much snow we're actually going to get. And I get a little bit cynical when I hear that we're going to get a big snowstorm, because generally it ends up being freezing rain and sleet that I'm shoveling instead of snow. So I had a little bit of that attitude going into this one. But then when we got this snow, I realized, you know what, no matter what forecast there is, you really don't know what is going to come until that moment the snow starts dropping. And how does that relate to us in trusting God in these moments? And this verse points to that. You can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. We can make many plans, but we really don't know how much snow we're going to get. But it also doesn't mean we shouldn't make any plans. Just whatever will be, will be. God's purpose will prevail no matter what we do. I think what this is actually pointing to is when we make plans, keep in mind, what is God's purpose in all of this? What is God's purpose in our everyday lives? What is He trying to accomplish? And look for those and make plans according with His purpose in mind. And how do we know His purpose? How do we know God's will? Well, we look to Scripture for it. That's why we dig into Scripture. I was reminded of these words by the great, how should we call him? The great theologian, not really, but the lead singer of U2, Bono. I heard him say this one time in an interview. He said, "I don't want to ask God to bless what I'm doing. That's not where I want to pray." He said, "I want to discover what is God doing and then get connected to that, because I know it's already blessed." I don't know what your opinions are, Bono, but there's a real truth in there to discover what is God already doing, what's already going to come in, even in the uncertainty, just like a snowstorm is uncertain. But when we align our plans with God's purpose, we're going to see how His kingdom can be established here on the earth and how we can be a part of it. That's what I want to be, and that's where I hope you are as well. Hey, have a great week. Let's stay connected.